College football rankings are always a hot topic, but this might be the most controversial top 25 ballot you'll see this week. One analyst, Brett McMurphy, has released his tentative AP top 25 ballot before all the Week 7 games are even finished. Let's dive into his picks, and you can decide for yourself if you agree. Remember, this is just a pending list, subject to change based on Saturday's late-night results. He promises an updated version early Sunday morning. McMurphy's top 10 seems pretty locked in, but the rest of the list is still fluid. Here's a look at his current top 5. Miami, 5-0. The Hurricanes held steady at the top spot, enjoying a bye week. Their upcoming schedule includes a Friday night matchup against Louisville, followed by Stanford on October 25th. Interestingly, Miami doesn't leave Florida until November 2nd, when they travel to face SMU. It's been an easy flight schedule for them so far, but can they keep winning on the road? Ohio State, 6-0. The Buckeyes secured a 34-16 victory over Illinois, but here's where it gets controversial. Illinois actually outgained Ohio State in total yardage, 295 to 272. The Buckeyes' defense, however, forced 3 crucial turnovers. Illinois also became the first team all season to score more than 9 points against the vaunted Ohio State defense. Next up, the Buckeyes head to Wisconsin for a tough road test. Will their defense continue to dominate, or will teams finally start figuring them out? Indiana, 6-0, in perhaps the biggest jump of the ballot. Indiana catapults to number 3 after a dominant 30-20 win over Oregon. The Hoosiers ended Oregon's impressive 18-game home winning streak. And this is the part most people miss. Indiana's defense completely shut down the Ducks' high-powered offense, holding them to season lows in both points, 20, and total yards, 267. Quarterback Fernando Mendoza had a solid performance with 215 passing yards, a touchdown, and an interception. The Hoosiers will look to continue their undefeated run at home against Michigan State this Saturday. Is Indiana for real? Or was this just a lucky win? Ole Miss, 6-0. The Rebels struggled to a narrow 24-21 victory against Washington State. Quarterback Trinidad Chambliss threw for 253 yards and 2 touchdowns, while running back Kejuan Lacey added 142 rushing yards on 24 carries. The offense is clearly potent, but that close call against Washington State raises some questions. Ole Miss now returns to SEC play with a tough road game at Georgia. Can they handle the Bulldogs' defense? Texas A&M, 6-0. The Aggies cruise to a 34-17 win over Florida, racking up over 400 yards of total offense. Quarterback Marcel Reed threw for 234 yards and added 37 rushing yards. The Aggies' offense seems to be clicking, but their schedule is about to get much tougher. They visit Arkansas this Saturday. Is Texas A&M truly a contender in the SEC West? Here's the rest of McMurphy's pending top 25. LSU 5-1. The Tigers barely edged out South Carolina with a score of 20-10. Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback, managed 254 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Trey'Dez Green was a standout player, leading the Tigers with 119 yards from 8 receptions, including a 6-yard touchdown. It's worth noting that the Tigers haven't surpassed 20 points in any of their 4 games against Power 4 opponents this season. They are now set to play against Vanderbilt on Saturday. Texas Tech 6-0, despite losing their starting quarterback Baron Morton in the first half due to an injury, the Red Raiders still managed to beat Kansas with a score of 42-17. Cameron Dickey, the running back, played a vital role in the win by rushing for 263 yards on 21 carries, which included a 71-yard touchdown. Texas Tech, along with Miami, remains one of the 2 teams that have not trailed in any game this year. Their next game is against Arizona State on Saturday. Alabama, 5-1. The Crimson Tide secured their 5th consecutive victory since their season-opening loss to Florida State by holding off Missouri with a score of 27-24. Ty Simpson, the quarterback, had a strong performance with 200 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Jam Miller, the workhorse back, contributed 85 yards on 20 carries. Georgia 5-1, the Bulldogs overcame a 10-0 deficit to win against Auburn with a score of 20-10. Gunnar Stockton, the quarterback, had 217 passing yards and 26 rushing yards, including the game-clinching 10-yard TD run with 1:53 remaining. Oregon 5-1, the Ducks' 18-game home winning streak came to an end in a 30-20 loss to Indiana. This was the first time this season that Oregon scored below 30 points. Dante Moore, the quarterback, was limited to 186 passing yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Oregon's next game is against Rutgers on Saturday. Tennessee 5-1. Result, win 34-31 versus Arkansas. Notre Dame 4-2. Result, win 36-7 versus NC State. Georgia Tech 6-0. Result, win 35-20 versus Virginia Tech. Oklahoma 5-1. Result, lost 23-6 to Texas in Dallas. Virginia 5-1. Result, did not play. Vanderbilt 5-1. Result, did not play. Arizona State 4-1. Result, pending result of game at Utah. BYU 5-0. Result, pending result of game versus Arizona. Nebraska 5-1. Result, win 34-31 at Maryland. Cincinnati 5-1. Result, win 20-11 versus UCF. Memphis 6-0. Result, did not play. Missouri 5-1. Result, lost 27-24 to Alabama. Texas 4-2. Result, win 23-6 versus Oklahoma in Dallas. USC 5-1. Result, win 31-13 versus Michigan. USF 5-1. Result, 63-36 at North Texas. So, what do you think of McMurphy's tentative rankings? Are there any teams that are too high, too low? Which teams are being overlooked entirely? Sound off in the comments below. And here's a controversial thought. Is it even fair to release a ballot before all the games are finished? Does it influence other voters? Let's discuss.